here at 365 News. I'm here today to talk about North Dakota's congressional elections. North Dakota, as you know, is an at-large district and a largely Republican district and state. We have consistently supported Republicans from Bush to Trump. Since Kevin Cramer left his seat in the House to run against Heitkamp for the Senate seat, it is an open seat race, with Kelly Armstrong versus Max Schneider. In the Senate race, we have qualified challenger Cramer versus incumbent Heidi Heitkamp, arguably one of the most exposed Democrats countrywide, so we'll see if her incumbency status is enough to get her re-elected this coming Tuesday. Let's take this to the streets to hear what North Dakota
Good, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing great. As a representative of rural North Dakota, what are your opinion on the policy stances of both Heitkamp and Cramer?
As a farmer, these trade wars are really important to me because we can't compete as American farmers with bigger countries like China. So I'm in full support of Cramer and Trump on their tough policies in regards to putting tariffs on foreign farmers such as China.
Great. Well, in a recent debate on October 18th, Heitkamp and Cramer both talked about national security and healthcare as one of the topics. What are your thoughts on the healthcare for North Dakota and also the national security for North Dakota?
In regards to healthcare, Heitkamp believes in murdering babies. Cramer believes in life being a God-given sanctity that we need to protect. Also, in regards to healthcare, I'm against Obamacare. I think we need to replace that, and that's what Cramer wants to do. In regards to national security, as a farmer, I need to be able to protect my family and myself, so the Second Amendment is very important to me, and I think that we need tougher border security, and we need to beef up our military. My son, he fought in the military, and I think the best form of defense is offense.
All right, well, thank you for your time, sir.
Derek here with 365 News. We're out here in the field talking to North Dakotans about what they think about the upcoming House race. Let's talk to some voters. Hi. Can we talk to you about the upcoming race?
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm Grace.
Nice to meet you, Grace. What are your major concerns for this election?
I'm most concerned about healthcare, jobs in the economy, and immigration this cycle.
The polls have shown that Schneider has a low chance of winning. Does this affect your vote any?
I thought about voting for Schneider, but all of my friends and neighbors are voting for Armstrong, so I'll probably do the same.
Are you aware of any scandals surrounding this race?
Armstrong got a DUI when he was younger, but I think he's improved since then.
So what do you think about Armstrong and Schneider in the debates?
Armstrong stayed strong with the Republican line, but Schneider was a little wishy-washy.
Thank you for your time, and we're going back to you.
Only time will tell whether or not North Dakota is going to ride this blue wave into Congress. But it doesn't look good for Heitkamp or Schneider, the former of which is an exposed incumbent, the latter running for an open seat. Behind me you'll see some of North Dakota's demographics. It's no surprise that with such a small minority population and low numbers of college-educated people in the state, that Republicans have performed so strongly recently. Right now, the Republican lean for the state, which is that at-large district, is 33.7 points. Not looking good for Dems. Some of the issues that are important to North Dakotans are agriculture, like Syed mentioned to Daniel, healthcare, and national security. While agriculture is not a top concern for the entire nation, healthcare and national security are. An interesting point of this election are laws concerning voter IDs. This presents an issue for Native Americans in North Dakota, who struggle to meet the legal requirements to vote in the state. For Heidi, this is a big problem. 5.5% of North Dakota's population is indigenous, and more likely to vote Democrat. But if they can't support Heitkamp at the polls, well, that's just another blow to this vulnerable incumbent. There are two scandals in this election, but they don't seem to have much of an effect on voters' opinions. Armstrong's DUI from his youth didn't seem to bother Grace, whom Derek interviewed, and it doesn't seem to sway voters to vote Democrat. Heitkamp's ad involving sexual assault survivors was definitely a misstep on her part, but her strong stance against Kavanaugh helped her gain millions in donations. The polls are predicting a Republican win for the House and the Senate, and this time 365 News is going to have to side with the polls on this one.
That's right. I'm Blake Beatty, your local expert in North Dakota House and Senate races. I predict the Republican Armstrong with the open seat of 53.5% of the vote will win, and Cramer defeats the Democratic incumbent Heitkamp with 55.2% of the vote. Based on North Dakota's strong Republican lean, demographics that favor the GOP, and many Native Americans' inability to vote due to voter ID laws, it seems impossible that Heitkamp or Schneider will be able to ride the blue wave.
From our perspective, it's a win for the Republicans here in North Dakota. I'm Angela, and this was 365 News. Tune in tomorrow for a recap of the election, which is sure to be captivating.